Hello everyone, welcome back to Ruby Tarot. Thank you so much for always following and supporting the channel. The moment you come across this video is the perfect time for you to receive this message. On this channel, I always bring you messages about what is about to happen in your life. When you open your heart and believe in positive things, you are also connecting with a parallel world where your wishes have already come true. Today, through this tarot reading, I will help you find direction in your love life and manifest your personal desires. The theme of today's reading is what your person truly wants to say to you. Let's dive in and discover together right now. I have selected 3 cards corresponding to Pile 1, Pile 2, and Pile 3. Please listen to your intuition and choose the card you feel most drawn to, then click the timestamp in the description box to go to your reading. Now, let's begin the reading with those of you who have already made your choice. Hello Pile 1. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who chose Pile 1. I hope this reading brings you healing, new realizations, and moments filled with love. With the theme, what your person truly wants to say to you. First, let's take a look at the issues that currently exist between the two of you. The first thing that emerges is stagnation. The energy here feels as if everything has come to a halt, with no further movement. It seems that one side is bearing a great deal of pressure, and I sense that you are the one who has been enduring and holding on for a long time. Here, the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands appear. Both are cards that symbolize overload and exhaustion to the point of no longer being able to carry on. It feels as though you're being blocked, unable to move forward, and that is causing a deep, lingering pain. A card from the Pentacles suit has also appeared, which indicates that perhaps one of you has withdrawn into a defensive state, no longer wanting to take initiative. There's also the possibility that both of you are currently in a frozen state, with neither willing to take a step forward. Next, I drew a card from the Lenormand deck. This card indicates that something is being hidden, not revealed on the surface. It could be that the other person is unable to express their true feelings, or perhaps they cannot be honest with themselves. There is also a possibility that this person is exhausted, lacking motivation, and feeling dispirited, and this has become a major obstacle to the connection between the two of you. I also drew an oracle card for further clarity. Looking at this card, the first feeling that arises is one of distance. It seems there has been a separation between the two of you. One of you may have had to go far away, or for some reason, you are no longer able to be close as you once were. This could be a physical relocation, one of you moved away, or perhaps a situation that forced this separation. The problem between you two may stem from no longer being near each other, or from a reason that made the separation inevitable. Another issue is that it seems you can no longer see the future ahead. Everything feels obscure, and you don't know what awaits you on the path forward. Now, let's move on to the next part, the thing you're longing to understand right now. The first card that appears is Strength. Once again, this card shows up in a significant position, suggesting that what you wish to know relates to inner power, patience, and courage. The next card is the Lovers. Perhaps you are deeply wanting to know what will happen between the two of you in the future. How will this relationship unfold? Will it begin clearly, or where is it truly headed? This may be the very question that your heart is yearning to answer. I will draw one more clarifying card for Strength and the Lovers. Here, the Justice card has appeared. The energy in this part is very intense. You may be feeling that this relationship is currently in a halfway state, lacking clarity, as if everything is shrouded in a hazy mist. You want to break through this ambiguity to make everything more transparent. You want to know, what is that person truly thinking? Or, when will this relationship finally progress? You may also be asking yourself, how much longer do I have to wait? How much longer do I have to endure? For some of you, you might be waiting for a reply, waiting for a message, or waiting for a clear confirmation. You are yearning to hear an answer, to know what the final outcome will be. I also drew an additional card from the Lenormand deck. The Snake card appeared, accompanied by symbols of anger and the lily flower. This combination evokes a sense that you are having to sacrifice something. Perhaps you are the one who is always yielding, always letting things slide, always trying to maintain the connection. You may feel like you are giving up too much in this relationship. At the same time, you also deeply want to know whether this relationship can become stable and lasting. Your search for clarity and commitment also reveals that this is a rather fragile connection, lacking certainty, and what troubles you the most right now is, how will things unfold from here? Is this waiting truly worth it? It seems that even though deep down you genuinely long for a more profound, more defined relationship, the reality shows that this connection is not progressing or lacks the depth you had hoped for. I will draw another oracle card for further clarity. When this card appeared, the first feeling I received was, in the end, will all this effort be rewarded? As if you are truly yearning for a clear confirmation. What you want to know most right now is about this relationship and the genuine feelings this person has for you. Next, I will draw a card from the Angel Answers deck. The energy here suggests that both of you are in a passive state, with neither side making a move forward. There is no initiative from either party, and that is exactly what is delaying everything. Now, I will take a look at this person's feelings regarding what you want to know. That is, what they think about the situation and how they feel about what's happening. The cards that appeared are Page of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Devil. I will draw a clarifying card for the Devil. The clarifying card shows that this person harbors a fear that if they take another step forward, everything will become unbalanced, especially emotional balance. They are afraid that they will lose control of their emotions if things grow too intense. For the Six of Swords, I also drew an additional card, the Queen of Swords. Here, I sense that this person does truly wish to get closer to you. That desire is there. The Page of Cups and Queen of Swords together reveal an inner conflict. On one hand, there is a gentle, cautious desire to approach. On the other hand, there is a strong sense of logic that causes them to withdraw. However, what's clear is that this person is trying to avoid the situation. They may feel pressured if urged to give an answer or make a decision too quickly. This individual seems to need their own space and time to arrive at a conclusion on their own. They don't want to be pushed into clarifying something immediately. They need to be able to choose the timing that aligns with their own rhythm. I will also draw another card from the Lenormand deck to further clarify their feelings. It seems that what this person truly desires, first and foremost, is for both of you to understand each other more deeply, starting with mutual understanding, getting to know one another, and forming a deeper connection. They have the feeling of wanting to understand you better, to discover aspects of you that they may have never seen before. At the same time, it is also possible that this person is feeling anxious about outside perceptions, such as gossip, public scrutiny, or the relationship drawing too much attention. It appears they are afraid that if things become too public or widely known, it might cause unwanted trouble or pressure. Additionally, I sense that within this person lies a private inner space, a restricted area they don't want anyone to intrude upon. It's not necessarily because they don't trust you, but simply because they need to preserve a portion of privacy, a personal world they are not yet ready to fully share. They may not be the kind of person who easily opens up completely or lays their entire self bare to others. Next, I drew an oracle card, and the card bearing the message progression appeared. I drew one more card, and it was planting seeds. These two cards indicate that this person truly does intend to develop this relationship, but in a very slow, steady manner. They want things to progress naturally, step by step. Much like how one would care for a seed, it cannot be rushed, but requires time, patience, and nurturing at the right moments. At the same time, they strongly wish to maintain their own pace, not to be swept up in external expectations or the pressure of others. If this relationship is allowed to grow according to the rhythm they desire, it holds the potential to go far and mature in a sustainable way. This person carries within them a deep sense of caution, as though they are carefully weighing every move. It could be that their nature is inherently cautious, reserved in all things, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. And that same cautiousness is clearly reflected in the way they are approaching you. They want to nurture this relationship in a slow and steady way, not rushing, not acting impulsively, because to them, that is the true foundation for building something lasting. Next, we will move on to the part about what this person is hiding from you. There is a strong sense of shock that arises here, as if this person has gone through something that caused them deep emotional pain, and they are unable to easily express it outwardly. The Two of Pentacles appeared, and I drew a clarifying card. It was the Ten of Pentacles, followed by Death. This trio of cards suggests that this person may be feeling lost, especially when it comes to stability or responsibilities in life. They might be maintaining something, a job, a relationship, a role that, deep down, they no longer wish to continue. I continued drawing additional cards, the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups, followed by the Ten of Cups. It is clear that this person is feeling exhausted. This may be due to work, social obligations, or responsibilities they are being forced to uphold. It seems they are living in an environment where everything repeats itself over and over, without change, and that very monotony is making them feel suffocated, tired, and ready to let go. They don't truly want to continue, but due to circumstances, pressure, or responsibility, they feel they must. There is a possibility that this person is doing things they do not wish to do at all, but cannot refuse because of various reasons. They may be in a situation where they are being forced to carry a burden, possibly the expectations of family, society, or simply obligations that have been placed on them. And with the Ten of Cups appearing alongside the Eight of Cups, this feeling is emphasized even more. They are tired of living according to what others expect of them. Those expectations, while they may appear beautiful on the outside, have become an enormous burden. That's why they have the tendency to want to run away, to escape from it all. Not because they are weak, but because they have been holding themselves together for far too long in a reality that doesn't truly belong to them. Here, the Six of Swords appears once again, and this time it clearly reflects this person's feelings about their current circumstances. It seems they are deeply afraid of being cornered, forced into something, or placed in a situation with no way out. However, this fear does not stem from the relationship between you and them, but rather appears to be connected to their living environment or external circumstances. There is a strong sense that their current environment is draining them of all motivation, robbing them of the desire to move forward. They are doing something out of obligation, as if every day they wake up only to continue with something they truly do not want to do. They are not doing it out of passion nor from their own will, but because they feel compelled to. This makes them want to walk away, to let go. However, they are unable to express this clearly to you. They are hiding their desire to escape that situation, a desire that is very real, but not easy to voice. I also drew an additional card from the Oracle deck, and the card Journey appeared. This is a card that speaks of leaving, beginning a new journey, or the need for a pause, a moment of rest and recovery. From all the cards and the energies that have appeared, it is clear that this person is feeling deeply exhausted by their current circumstances. They feel as though they are trapped in a space that does not belong to them, where they are forced to live with things they never wished for. It could be their job, their living environment, or social obligations. All of it is suffocating them. They long for rest, for an escape from that place, and to find a new environment, not just an external place, but a peaceful space within their own soul. But for some reason, they are unable to express this to you. They cannot say, "I'm too tired. I just want to leave." And that very silence has become a quiet burden they are carrying deep inside. Rather than yearning for strength, it seems this person is feeling weighed down, restrained by something far beyond their control, as if they are facing a force too great to fight against. They feel helpless, pained by the things they cannot change, and that helplessness may very well be related to you. Here, the energy of inner conflict and the agony of being unable to do anything differently becomes strikingly evident. And now we come to the final part, what this person truly wants to say to you, the deep truth they have never spoken aloud. The first card to appear is the Fool. Perhaps this is the most honest voice of their heart. They want to be free. They want to break away from the feeling of being tied down, confined, imprisoned within stifling frameworks. They are trying to break free, trying to find a path for themselves, but there are things they simply cannot overcome alone. It could be obstacles from their circumstances, their environment, or from deep within their own soul that has long remained unliberated. Next is the Nine of Swords, a card that represents sleepless nights, anxiety, inner torment, and the feeling of being trapped in their own mind. I drew an additional card for clarity, and it was the World, a card that symbolizes completion, fulfillment, and the closing of a cycle. However, it seems this person has not yet reached that sense of completion. I drew one more card, and the Knight of Cups appeared. This card carries a very gentle message. They want to live in alignment with their true feelings, to move toward love, toward the things their heart longs for. In summary, what this person truly wants to say to you is, I want to be free. Not just physical freedom, but a liberation of the soul, a release from constraints, expectations, and all the things that prevent them from being their true self. They want to live in truth with their heart, to choose their own path, to break free from limitations and follow the call of their emotions. And perhaps, deep down, they also hope that you can understand, what they are going through is not because of you, but because they have been surrounded by a world that is too small, a world they are trying to break free from, piece by piece. To live honestly with their emotions for this person seems to be synonymous with living honestly with the feelings they have for you. Within them, there still exists a deep longing to step out of this place, to no longer be imprisoned by their current circumstances. They do not want to remain there any longer. The feeling of I want to escape from here resounds clearly within their heart. I drew another card from the Lenormand deck, and the energy reveals that this person truly wants to change the current state of your relationship. They don't want things to remain the same. They want to move forward, to take action, to create a turning point. Even if there is currently a distance between you, whether physical, temporal, or emotional, this person still thinks of you. In their heart, you are still the only one who occupies their mind. I continued by drawing another card, and the message came through very clearly. They want to shorten the distance between the two of you. They want to be closer to you, not just physically, but also emotionally. And they long to have you, not as one option among many, but as the only one. What they truly desire is simply you. The next card I drew was the cross, a symbol of burden, challenge, and destiny. Despite the difficulties, the walls that stand in the way, and the seemingly insurmountable obstacles, this person is not giving up. They do not want to let go, cannot let go, and are not willing to do so. In spite of everything, there is still one truth that echoes in their heart. No matter what happens, I still want it to be you. You represent their ideal, someone who embodies the world they truly wish to live in. This person may be carrying many responsibilities, maybe living in a reality full of limitations, but they do not want to give up. There are things they are forced to accept, things they cannot change, but even while living within those constraints, they still want to live alongside you. In their own world, you are their hope, their destination, the one they cannot let go of. They have truly made up their mind. The person they want is you. And this is the deepest truth they sincerely want to tell you. I also drew another oracle card, and the message was very clear. In the near future, this person will take genuine, serious action. Not just thinking or wrestling with emotions, but making a concrete move, a breakthrough, a step forward to untangle everything that's been holding them back, and most importantly, they will begin to act. This card also speaks of not letting oneself be swept away by external influences, not allowing others to manipulate or control them, but instead learning to honor their true feelings and choosing a path that comes from the heart. This shows that this person is gradually becoming more resolute in their decision about you. If in the past they were still influenced by their environment, by the people around them, or by circumstances that kept them from getting close to you, now they are beginning to feel a much stronger inner drive to move forward. They want to act according to their own will, without being forced or held back by anyone. And if the two of you not being able to meet, or the distance between you, had once been a major obstacle, now this person is seriously intending to overcome that barrier. They are thinking carefully about how to get closer to you, even considering the possibility of meeting in person, or finding a way to narrow the gap. All of this is coming from their true inner self, and they're making plans to turn that into reality. The reading for those of you who chose pile 1 will conclude here. If today's message has touched you even just a little, I truly hope you can leave a sign, a like, a comment, or even a small symbol, just to let me know that your heart has received it. Your presence and support are always a precious source of motivation for me to continue sharing messages from the universe. Thank you for listening until the end of the video. See you again in the next readings. Hello pile 2. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who chose pile 2. I hope this reading brings you healing, new realizations, and moments filled with love. With the theme, what your person truly wants to say to you. First, let's take a look at the issues currently present between the two of you. The first card that jumped out during the shuffle was the Moon, a card that carries the energy of ambiguity, suspicion, and hidden matters. Next came the Ace of Pentacles, and when I pulled a clarifying card, I received the Ten of Swords. After that, I continued drawing 3 more cards from a different tarot deck, including the Two of Cups, the King of Swords, and an additional clarifier for the King of Swords. What stands out to me is that the Ace of Pentacles appeared twice, a rather significant sign. It's possible that most people drawn to this pile are currently in some kind of already established connection, perhaps as friends, colleagues, in a supervisor-subordinate dynamic, or another clearly defined social relationship. And for that reason, if the two of you were to move further, if the feelings were to develop into a romantic relationship, it could disrupt or even shatter the current structure. And that is part of the issue here. The appearance of both the Moon and the Sun, 2 cards representing opposing energies, further highlights the inner conflict and tension within this relationship. On one hand, there is a desire for clarity, for emotions to be expressed sincerely. On the other hand, there is caution, concealment, and the inability to openly share what's truly on one's mind. It could be that either this person or you are having to remain silent, unable to be honest about your feelings due to circumstances or the current dynamic between the two of you. Additionally, there may be a lack of frequent contact, which contributes to the emotional distance and makes it harder for the connection to evolve. Next, I drew 3 cards from the Lenormand deck. The key appeared, symbolizing an opportunity or a solution. However, it was followed by the snake, representing challenges, complexity, or a sense of entanglement. When I pulled a clarifying card for the snake, I received the child, a symbol of inexperience, new beginnings, or a gap in age. From this combination, I sense that there may be a certain kind of distance between you and this person, possibly a gap in age, social status, or even life circumstances. It's also possible that you've fallen for someone who feels out of reach, as if they are someone you can't easily get close to, someone with whom you can't openly declare your connection, or who exists in a role too different from your own. Things between the two of you may currently be fragile, filled with unspoken truths, and it is precisely these unspoken elements that form the major barrier preventing the relationship from moving forward at this time. Next, I also drew an oracle card, and the message here is, this person is currently unable to speak freely. There is some form of blockage that prevents them from communicating in an open and honest way. Additionally, I sense that, in your eyes, this person is someone truly special, and perhaps because they are so special, they feel distant, as if they are someone out of your reach. The key card has appeared once again. And looking into the energy here, I see that the key to unlocking change in this relationship lies in your courage. The bravery to express what you truly think and feel, that could be the very first step that shifts everything. Things might not become clear immediately, but at the very least, it will open a new direction forward. Now, we move on to the next part, what you are wanting to know at this moment. The first card is the Two of Cups. And interestingly, this card already appeared earlier, showing that the emotional connection between you two is especially significant right now. You may be wondering whether this person is thinking of someone else. Are they in love with another person? Could it be that their feelings are directed towards someone other than you? You may also be wondering, what does this person truly think of me? Are they aware of my feelings? Are they dating someone? Do they already have a partner? Or more simply, do I have any chance at all? The next card is the Ten of Wands, representing burdens, pressure, and exhaustion. Accompanying it is the Eight of Swords, a card that speaks of feeling trapped, restricted, unable to act. I pulled an additional card to clarify both, and it was the Seven of Pentacles, a card that reflects contemplation, reevaluation, and the sense of having made efforts without seeing clear results. Overall, this spread shows that you are carrying many concerns. Is there any way to make things more feasible? How can you break free from this sense of stagnation, to stop holding on and waiting in silence? How can you release yourself from the emotional weight of unreciprocated feelings or a connection that cannot seem to move forward? And above all, are your emotions truly being seen and felt by this person? You are longing for a clear answer to all of these questions, while also searching for a way to escape the tired, heavy emotions pressing down on your heart. I also drew another card from the Lenormand deck for this part. The energy it gives off shows that you are carrying a very clear question in your heart. Has this person already given their heart to someone else? It seems this is something you deeply want to know, whether their heart has already turned toward another, and if so, whether that person is you. In addition, I can also sense that some of you are truly longing for this person to truly see you, to see your current situation, the genuine emotions you are carrying. Perhaps you want them to understand that you, too, are going through difficulties and you yearn for their care, their attention, to feel that they are truly noticing you. In the image I'm sensing right now, you appear like someone in need of healing, and this person feels like someone who has the ability to help you with that. This image isn't literal but more emotional, as if you are in the role of someone needing support and comfort, while they bring with them a presence that can make you feel at peace. For some of you, you may be seeking advice, guidance, or simply a presence, something from this person that can ease the worry in your heart. You may want to shorten the distance between you and them, but you don't know where to start. You hope that through their presence, their words, or their actions, they can help you get through the insecurity you are currently feeling. And more than anything else, you are yearning to know, am I someone special in their heart? This may be the confirmation you deeply long for. Because deep down, you need to know whether what you're giving this person, your feelings, your hopes, your patience, is truly being received, if it's truly reaching their heart. I will continue by drawing another oracle card to further clarify this. You want to know many things about this person, not just their emotions, but also very ordinary, down-to-earth details. For instance, what do they like? What makes them happy? What kind of food do they enjoy? Perhaps you feel a deep, natural curiosity and care for this person. You want to understand them more, to know what brings them joy, what stirs their heart. At the same time, I also sense that you truly wish to learn from them, as if there are things they know that you have never encountered before, and you long for their guidance, for them to share those things with you. Now I will move on to this person's feelings regarding what is happening. The first card is the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Ten of Cups, the card representing complete happiness. I drew a clarifier for the Ten of Cups, and it was the Nine of Swords, a symbol of worry, restlessness, and unease. I also drew a clarifier for the Knight of Pentacles and received the Nine of Wands. Finally, the Temperance card appeared, accompanied by a clarifying card, the Five of Swords. These cards paint a picture of someone who is moving slowly but steadily, someone who may carry the image of reliability and care, but who is also silently battling their own internal struggles. They may see happiness, perhaps even envision a future filled with warmth and connection, yet at the same time, they are plagued by anxiety and doubts. They are guarded, perhaps tired from past wounds, still trying to protect themselves while maintaining their composure. And with Temperance and the Five of Swords, it becomes clear that they are trying to stay balanced in the midst of inner conflict, caught between a desire for harmony and a fear of losing control or being hurt. This entire combination presents a deeply conflicted emotional picture from this person's side. On one hand, there is a clear sense of care and attention directed toward you, as if they are attuned to your every action, every little thing you do, every subtle sign you give. They are drawn to you, and this attention is not fleeting. It is sincere and genuine. But on the other hand, they are extremely cautious and reserved. If the two of you already share some kind of existing connection, such as colleagues, friends, or a socially defined relationship, this person is worried that taking one step further could disrupt what you currently have. They are afraid of hurting someone, or of causing trouble for those around them. They may be trying to appear composed and rational, but inside, they are deeply unsettled, stirred by emotion. The feelings they have for you do not allow them to remain calm. Even if they seem unaffected on the outside, their inner world is full of turbulence. With the Ten of Cups paired with the Nine of Swords, it becomes evident that they are trying to convince themselves, "I'm fine, my current life is already fulfilling." But in truth, this is just self-persuasion, a way to avoid confronting how they really feel. They are anxious because their heart is being pulled toward you, and they can't stop thinking about it. In terms of their emotional response to the question you're holding in your heart, I sense that on the surface, they are trying to reassure themselves that the current situation is enough, that this is already happiness. But the appearance of the Nine of Swords speaks a completely different truth from within. Inside, they are fiercely wrestling with their real feelings, especially with a powerful desire to have you, to keep you for themselves. It can be said that this person is in a constant inner struggle between reason and emotional longing. I also drew an additional card from the Lenormand deck, and the energy here reveals that there is a relationship that has already been established, perhaps as friends, colleagues, or some form of social connection. And because of that, both of you are hesitating, trying to preserve what already exists so as not to damage it. It feels as though both of you are being cautious, holding back, or are influenced by the opinions and expectations of others. This relationship, with all its genuine emotions underneath, is being kept hidden. This person does not want anyone else to know about it. It is a secret, a carefully guarded secret, because they believe that they shouldn't hope for too much, shouldn't wish for anything that goes beyond the boundaries of what currently exists. Just being able to see you, just being near you even a little, already brings them happiness. They have placed limits on their own desires because they think this relationship cannot go any further, or because they fear that if they take one more step, everything might collapse. I also pulled a card from the Oracle deck, and the message came through very clearly. They truly love you. You may be the one who has brought healing into their life. They feel soothed when they are near you. This feeling may stem from your care, your presence, or even something you once said. You might not even realize you did this, but their heart has already felt it. In addition, I also sense that this person may have once heard you say something or learned something about you, and that has left a deep impression in their heart. It could have been a heartfelt sharing, a gentle remark, or a small gesture, but it stayed with them and created a quiet connection. The final card says, in the near future, there will be an opportunity. It might be a chance to meet, a spontaneous moment that draws the two of you closer. Or perhaps the physical distance between you is not far, but the relationship still hasn't been clearly defined. It is this contrast between geographical proximity and emotional or social ambiguity that makes everything feel uncertain and difficult to put into words. But regardless of what role you currently play in each other's lives, their feelings for you are real and deeply profound. Next, we move into the section, what this person is hiding from you. The first card jumped out during the shuffle, and I will receive the message from it. The cards that appeared are Page of Cups, King of Cups, and Ace of Swords. I also drew clarifiers for the King of Cups and the Ace of Swords, and the Hermit emerged. I continued with one more card to further clarify the message. The message here reveals something very clear. This person is trying to appear calm, as if nothing is happening, but in truth, their feelings for you run deep. They are hiding it. For a long time, perhaps since the moment they first got to know you, this person has developed feelings, has thought to themselves, I like this person. But they have never said it out loud, and have never shared it with anyone. The three main cards, Page of Cups, King of Cups, and Ace of Swords, clearly reflect a blend of sincere, profound emotions and a desire to bring clarity to everything. However, the Hermit card shows that they are keeping it all to themselves, choosing not to speak, not to reveal anything.
Why?
Because they fear that if things are spoken out loud, something will be broken. They're afraid that if they express their true feelings, the current relationship between the two of you, which holds a certain stability, might be shaken or fall apart. They're worried about losing something precious, perhaps a friendship, a sense of trust, or a familiar bond that both of you have built together. I also drew another card from the Lenormand deck. The House appeared, accompanied by a clarifying card. This is a powerful symbol of stability, of solid foundations. It could represent the relationship between you two, or it might symbolize a social position, a job, or a role this person currently holds. But what's certain is this: they cannot easily walk away from it. They feel they must accept the relationship as it is now, that they are not allowed to cross that boundary. However, what's especially noteworthy is that this person still deeply wants to get closer to you, to feel more emotionally connected, yet everything remains locked within. The Page of Cups combined with the Whip card from the Lenormand deck shows that they are experiencing intense inner conflict. They are fully aware of their position, they understand the circumstances between the two of you, and because of that, they're even more determined not to allow themselves to express their true emotions. They're trying to keep their distance, to stay within the boundaries they believe are necessary. In summary, this person has been in love with you for a long time, but has been silently enduring it, unable to express it, because they're afraid of losing what already exists. They fear that once their true feelings are revealed, nothing will ever be the same again. And so, they choose silence. They choose to smile on the outside, even though a storm is raging within. For this part, I drew an oracle card. The card literally jumped out of the deck, so I took it as is. It was the Reconsider card. So, what is this card trying to say? To clarify, I pulled another tarot card. The Page of Swords appeared. Still a bit unclear, so I drew one more. And again, it was another court card. What is emerging, or what is being hidden here, shares a common thread with what has already been revealed earlier. That you may need to clearly recognize your own position, role, and limits within this relationship or in the current situation. There may be a circumstance urging you to rethink how you are acting or reacting right now. I'll draw another card from the Angel Answers deck. The card that came out is Peaceful Resolution. So, what this may be revealing is that this person is trying to hide the fact that they want everything to be handled gently. They don't want arguments, they don't want tension or conflict. They may be thinking, please don't say that, or let's not bring that up. Or perhaps they are in the process of reconsidering everything on their own, trying to figure out how to approach the situation in a way that maintains peace and calm. They are reevaluating, reworking a plan, or thinking of how to have a conversation with you without creating further misunderstanding. This is part of what they are secretly keeping to themselves, that they are quietly hoping everything can be resolved in a peaceful, harmonious way. And finally, here is the most important part: what this person truly wants to say to you. The card that appeared is Queen of Wands. There is also a pairing that suggests the image of a partnership or a couple. However, it seems there is still a certain distance between the two of you. Nevertheless, there is a clear sense that both of you continue to hold a genuine care and emotional connection toward one another. Next, I pulled an additional card to clarify the Three of Cups, and it was the Knight of Cups. I then pulled another card for the Queen of Wands. All of this reveals that this person wants to get closer to you. They want to express their feelings in a sincere and mature way, but at the same time, they are trying to maintain composure and keep their distance. Their emotions for you are very real and clear, yet they are also thinking deeply about how to express them, how to approach you without causing pain for either of you. I pulled additional clarifying cards for the Eight of Cups and Eight of Pentacles. The prominent message here is they no longer want to suppress what they feel. First, this suggests that right now they're trying hard to endure something, perhaps trying not to look in your direction, to not let themselves focus too much on you, deliberately ignoring or tricking themselves out of their emotions. And next, this may resonate with some of you and not with others, but here, what they're saying is, I've already stepped back. Meaning they've given something up, taken a step back, even though deep down they didn't really want to. I pulled another card to clarify further. The next message is, they are not satisfied with the current state of the relationship between the two of you. They truly do not want things to stay as they are. They want to break past the existing limits and move into a new phase. Even if on the surface they appear indifferent or calm, the truth is that this person is still constantly thinking about you. If you look closely, the eyes in their cards are all directed toward you, and that is no coincidence. They don't want a relationship to remain as it is now, perhaps marked by distance, silence, or a loose, indifferent connection. They want something clearer, something closer. However, the distance between the two of you still exists, and this person is also deeply curious, truly wanting to know, what are you thinking about me? What do you really feel about me? The clarifying card for you is the Eight of Cups, which shows that they have a strong fear that you will walk away, that you will let go of this relationship. They feel this strongly, as if you are gradually turning your back. I continued drawing from the Lenormand deck. 3 cards came out, and among them was the ship, a symbol of departure, movement, or a journey. The next card that appeared carried a very clear message. I want you to show me who you really are. This person wants to see your true self, unguarded, unfiltered, without avoidance. They want to see the person they once felt deeply connected to at a soul level. They are asking themselves, who is your true self? It seems they can't quite grasp your real emotions, and that leaves them feeling confused and insecure. The relationship may currently be in a vague, unstable state, lacking clarity. Deep down, they may be thinking, if everything were to be revealed, if the truth were spoken, you would leave, you would retreat from this relationship. This message may or may not resonate with everyone, but there's also a possibility that this person is thinking about freedom. Either you have already become free, or you are now in a state of emotional detachment. That's something they are sensing and deeply want to speak about. I pulled another card from the Oracle deck. Here, it's clear that this person is truly thinking about you, but from their perspective, it seems that you are the one keeping the distance, that you are the one who appears indifferent or emotionally detached. Deep down, they carry the desire for you to trust them more. They want to build a relationship rooted in mutual trust and empathy. From their point of view, you are someone incredibly special, one of those rare people in life who are hard to come by. They see you as an irreplaceable presence. However, it seems there is still hesitation, restraint, or emotional distance between the two of you. It's possible that you and this person haven't yet had the chance to build true intimacy or to connect on a deeper level. Both of you seem to care deeply for one another, yet you are stuck within certain limitations, whether they be unspoken rules, fears, or the undefined nature of your relationship. This is what's causing the emotional connection to stall and preventing it from moving forward as both of you might wish. It may be that the two of you are caught in a repeating cycle. Just when it seems you're growing closer, distance returns. It feels like every time a bit of vulnerability is shared, something causes both to pull back again. What this person truly wants to tell you is that they, too, want to change the current state of the relationship. They want improvement. They want progress. But at the same time, they're uncertain whether that change would be the right decision. They don't know if it would truly be good for the both of you. The reason they feel uncertain is because they cannot grasp your true emotions. They don't know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and that makes them hesitant. In addition, it's possible that they are lacking confidence in themselves at this point in time. However, deep down, they are very clear about one thing. They want to build something concrete with you, something with form and clarity, and they know they like you. This is a mutual feeling. Both you and this person have emotions for each other, but neither of you has been able to express them openly or directly. They want to close the distance, to come closer, to connect more deeply. In their eyes, you are like a goddess, someone radiant, captivating, and filled with a special kind of energy. From the very beginning of the reading, it was mentioned that you seemed far away, someone they felt was hard to reach. Now, that sentiment is being emphasized once again. You are someone extraordinary, but also elusive, someone whose heart feels difficult to touch. The reading for those of you who chose pile 2 ends here. If any part of today's message brought a sense of calm to your heart, or stirred a thought or emotion within you, feel free to leave a small sign, a symbol, an emoji, or a few words. Even the gentlest gesture is enough to let me know that the message from the universe has reached the one who needed to hear it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope we will meet again in future readings, where you will always be welcomed with respect and understanding. Hello, Pile 3. Thank you for waiting. Now, I will begin the reading for those of you who chose Pile 3. I hope this reading brings you healing, new realizations, and moments filled with love. With the theme, what your person truly wants to say to you. First, let's look at the current issue between the two of you. The card that appeared is the Eight of Pentacles. This card suggests that your person might be very busy right now. Some of you may be connected with someone who is currently immersed in work or caught up in something that requires intense focus. Next, I pulled 3 additional cards to clarify the situation. The initial feeling is that the two of you used to be very close. You may have been in love or, at the very least, shared a strong bond. The relationship once held a sense of connection, of meaningful memories. However, the most prominent issue now is a lack of communication. It feels like the two of you no longer talk frequently or are unable to share honestly with one another. At the same time, I clearly sense that one person is in a defensive stance. It could be you, or it could be them. But more likely, something happened that caused this person to lose trust, or, at the very least, become much more cautious. It's possible that the two of you don't see each other often anymore. And as mentioned earlier, it seems your person is now more preoccupied, perhaps highly focused on work, a personal project, or a specific goal. Overall, they appear to be channeling their energy intensely into something unrelated to your current relationship. I also drew 1 card from the Lenormand deck for each person to gain further clarity. The results from this deck continue to affirm one thing: the two of you are not truly connecting or communicating with each other right now. There is silence, a pause, things left unsaid. At the same time, I sense that this person is seeking some kind of joy or a source of comfort, not necessarily in another person, but perhaps simply in something that brings them peace or lightness. Even so, it's clear that they are still deeply focused on something specific in their life, and that may be what is causing the relationship to become stalled or slowly fade. I also drew an additional card from the Oracle deck. The card that came out carries a message about the shared energetic flow between the two of you, along with another card symbolizing cleansing and healing. This clearly indicates that something happened between you in the past, possibly a misunderstanding, a wound, or a difficult period. And at present, the two of you still lack connection, lack communication. That is the core issue that continues to affect the relationship right now. Next is the part that answers what you truly want to know, the question your heart has been quietly holding. Perhaps you are wondering about their current state. Are they struggling? Are they really okay? The card that appeared is the Three of Pentacles, with a clarifier, King of Swords. This suggests that your person is currently highly focused on a specific goal, possibly their career, or something important they once told you about. There is a possibility that this person previously shared with you that they were pursuing something or trying to achieve a goal in the near future, and now you may be wondering whether they are actually doing it, whether that plan is truly on track. You are observing and sensing, perhaps not asking directly, but in your heart, you're deeply concerned. Is this person truly achieving what they set out to do? Are they exhausted? Is their emotional state or physical health okay? This may be worry born out of love, or simply a desire to make sure that their decision to focus on something else instead of the relationship isn't costing them too much. I also drew another card from the Lenormand deck to gain more clarity on their current state. Perhaps deep down you are wondering, are they reaching what they once wished for? Are the dreams or goals they spoke of truly coming to life? Some of you may be asking yourselves, will they keep their promise? What will become of the things they once vowed? Or, even deeper, have they given something up? Do they still hold hope? These questions may relate directly to the relationship between the two of you, but they could also pertain to the circumstances and challenges this person is facing, something that has been recurring throughout this entire reading. In addition, you might also be wondering, are they receiving support from those around them? Are they charging forward alone? Are they pursuing something at all costs without anyone to lean on? These questions reveal that you truly understand this person. You understand their nature, their inner workings on a profound level. You're not only concerned from a rational standpoint, but are also incredibly sensitive, intuitively picking up on even the smallest things. Next, I drew a card from the Oracle deck. This card clearly affirms your concern. Are they really okay being on their own? Are they recovering? How is their physical and mental health? Are they eating well, getting enough rest? You carry within you a warm, deeply caring feeling toward them. This love is not merely emotional. It carries the essence of care, of compassion. You're wondering whether you might have unintentionally become a burden to them, or if you've added pressure to their life. You sincerely hope that you haven't made them feel more exhausted. And now we move on to the next part, their current emotional state in response to everything mentioned above. Looking at the spread, I sense that they are not okay. Even if they appear calm on the surface, the truth is that they're struggling alone, caught in their own thoughts, pressures, and fears. The card the Moon appears alongside Death. This combination shows that they are wrestling with uncertainty, confusion, and fear about what lies ahead. They feel as though everything around them is unclear, with no clear direction and nothing solid to hold on to. And then, another card appeared, the King of Cups. This is a particularly significant card in this context, as it shows that this person is truly missing you and feels empty without you by their side. They're experiencing the absence of emotional support, the absence of someone who understands them, who listens and walks alongside them. In their heart, you are still an incredibly important person, a source of deep love that they can no longer reach. Your absence, even if only temporary, leaves them feeling lonely and adrift. I continued by pulling a clarifying card for the Seven of Swords. And unexpectedly, a matching pair appeared, a very rare occurrence. I pulled yet another card, and what became clear is this. This person is hiding something. It may be that they're hiding their true feelings, or worse, that they're lying to themselves about those feelings. I drew one more card, and the message came through strongly. They are thinking about you. Earlier in the reading, I sensed that the question in your heart wasn't simply, do they still love me? But rather, a deeper worry. Are they okay? How are they truly feeling in this situation? Your heart is directed toward them with a very real, very sincere care. And in return, when faced with that kind of care, what rises within them is the realization that you are an important part of their life. They need you. They want you near. And without you, they feel unable to access the best parts of themselves, unable to fully express the strength and beauty within their own being. Here, the Seven of Swords, typically a symbol of concealment, unspoken truths, or even deception, when combined with the other cards, does not suggest that they are deceiving you. Rather, it indicates that they are denying their own feelings. They may be trying to convince themselves, it's fine, I'm okay, or I don't need anyone. But in reality, their heart still carries feelings for you. No matter how tangled their emotions may be, what remains undeniable is this. Their heart is still turned toward you. These feelings are not false or fleeting. Once again, the Death card reappears, reinforcing the idea that this person is currently in a state of energetic depletion, lacking motivation. They feel no excitement, no desire to act. It could be due to exhaustion, pressure, or a cloud of emotions that's weighing them down. But clearly, even though they may not say it, deep within, you still hold a very important place in their heart. You are someone they truly wish to be close to in this moment. I sense that right now there is a separation between the two of you, not just in physical space, but emotionally as well. This person seems to be in a state of low energy, lacking motivation, unable to lift their own spirit. I continued with the Lenormand deck and received cards like the Mountain and the Anchor, both symbols of heaviness, blockage, and the pressured effort to hold something together. One thing stands out clearly in the energy. This person never truly wanted things to end. They didn't want the relationship to come to this, nor did they wish for your conversation to conclude the way it did. Deep inside, this is not what they hoped for. But it seems that, at the time, they felt they had no other choice, that they had to accept something, make a decision, whether due to circumstances, the state of the situation, or limitations that could not be overcome at that moment. I clearly sense that this person is still oriented toward you. They still long to be with you, to reconnect. The Oracle card drawn here presents a vivid image, the desire to fly toward you, the wish to return, if only it were possible. However, it's possible that some of you are connecting with someone who is experiencing health challenges, either physical or emotional. Right now, they may not have the strength to take action or the capacity to do what they once could, and that makes them feel powerless and even more distant. Next, the Abundance card appeared. But what I feel is not present abundance, but rather the memory of a past that was once filled with happiness. For this person, the time they spent with you is the period when they felt most whole and fulfilled. It's something they always remember, like a warm light in their heart, even when everything now feels dark and uncertain. Then, two more cards appeared, a year from now and assertiveness. These are powerful messages indicating that, within the coming period, especially within a year, this person will experience a clear shift. It could be emotional, a change in perspective, or even a transformation in their life circumstances. They are gradually preparing themselves to be able to speak their truth, to assert something with clarity. They want to clarify what was once left unresolved, and that could relate to their feelings, their choice, or even the shared future between the two of you. The message here is very clear. The time frame of 1 year carries special significance. It could be a year from now, or sometime within the next year. This person will finally speak clearly to you about what they've been holding in their heart. It may be a feeling, a desire, or an important decision that they cannot yet put into words. The reason is not that they don't want to, but because they are currently constrained by practical matters, overwhelming obstacles, responsibilities that must take priority, or circumstances that prevent them from acting freely on their emotions. Right now, they cannot say everything, but that doesn't mean they're not thinking about you. It's just that, at this moment, they haven't been able to overcome the challenges that are weighing them down. They feel that they don't have the capacity to take action, the freedom to follow their heart. That is what's being revealed through the Oracle and Tarot cards, the answer to the question you've been quietly holding. Next, I'll speak about what this person is currently hiding from you. The card drawn reflects a very real emotion. They're afraid of failure. They fear that if they change, if they choose a new direction, everything might collapse. They may be afraid of hurting you, of losing the relationship, or of not being able to fulfill the promise they've long carried in their heart. I pulled the Page of Wands, followed by a clarifier, the Seven of Wands. This shows that within them, there is still a flicker of hope, a yearning to begin again, to pursue passion, to live true to their desires. But at the same time, they are in a defensive stance, as if constantly bracing against something, whether it's their circumstances or the fear rooted deep within their own heart. Next is the Ace of Wands combined with the Eight of Cups. The message is unmistakable. They want a fresh start. They want to shift their emotional state, to break free from this stagnation. But they lack the courage. They are doubting themselves. They don't know if they have the strength to make a change, or if they can withstand the risks of stepping into a new chapter. At present, this person is in a state of low confidence, not because they lack feelings, but because they don't feel strong enough to act on the calling of their heart. They want to take a step forward, but they're being held back by their own doubts and fears. What they're hiding is not only emotion, but also a sense of powerlessness, a vulnerability they don't want you to see. I drew one more card and received the Six of Wands. This card shows that their feelings are not about cutting ties, giving up, or denying the past. On the contrary, I clearly sense that even though they may be far from you, whether the distance is geographical or emotional, in their heart, you are still there. No matter where they go, no matter how busy they are, you remain the one they always think about. At the same time, there is a very strong energy of ambition here, a desire to conquer something, perhaps in work, a personal goal, or an ideal they are pursuing. I feel their determination, their strong will. They want to achieve this, to prove themselves, to see it through to the end. It's not about running away. It's about doing something that matters, something meaningful, even if it's difficult, even if they have to do it alone. The Tree card from the Lenormand deck signifies matters related to health, healing, or issues that require time to recover. Combined with the Dog and the Clouds, this suggests that this person might be carrying many worries, perhaps about their health, or perhaps about insecurities and uncertainties concerning the future. At the same time, they're also holding on to an important lesson, not to rely on others and not to remain in a state of weakness for too long. They understand that if they want others, including you, to trust them, they must be strong, they must be able to pull themselves up first. When looking at these four cards together, I clearly see the image of someone who once made a promise to you, or once said, "I will become this," or "I will accomplish that." And now, they still carry that determination deep within, the resolve to succeed, to reach their goal, to prove that they can do it, not just to you, but also to themselves. I then drew more oracle cards, and this time, 3 jumped out, one of which was the particularly meaningful card called Twin Flame. This card confirms that you are someone incredibly special in their life, irreplaceable. The connection between the two of you is not merely a fleeting bond of fate, but a deep, powerful resonance. The message also reveals that this person wants to reclaim their inner strength. They want to rise, to break free from their current stagnation, so they can once again stand beside you as a better version of themselves. And perhaps they themselves are fully aware that, at present, they are not in their best state, neither mentally nor physically. They are conscious of this. And precisely because they can feel their own decline, they are even more determined to recover, to regain what was lost, in order to be worthy of you, The one they have always seen as their light, their only one, the other half of their soul that they either lost or are striving to find again. What they are going through may be related to health, both physical and mental. They were once in a stable condition, but now it seems they are being swept into a turbulent wave, where everything is beginning to fall out of rhythm. I sense that this person is thinking a lot about coming back, as if going through a rebirth, an effort to restart their life from scratch. They want to rise once more, to reclaim what they once had. The feeling of not wanting to give up is vividly present. They don't want to surrender, perhaps to their circumstances, to a dream, or perhaps to you. Within them, there is a burning desire to regain their strength, and that may include the desire to win you back, to keep you by their side. The emotion here is not one of passive regret, but rather a quiet resurgence. They have never truly let go. They have never completely given up. In addition, the reading reveals a stream of energy directed toward the future. This person is thinking about investing in themselves, finding a new approach, a new path to bring their dreams or goals into reality. The manifestation card has appeared. This indicates that they are beginning to plant the first seeds of a long-term transformation. They are not viewing things with haste, but rather preparing for a longer journey, a deeper path. Although they are still in the sowing phase, their energy is no longer that of defeat. They are quietly rising again. And what is truly special is that this return is not only about achieving something for themselves, but also about becoming more worthy of the one they love, of the future they do not want to lose. Within that future, your presence, your image, remains vivid and powerful, like a vital driving force. And now comes the final part, the thing they truly want to say to you but have not been able to express. The card that appeared is the Three of Swords, a deeply painful energy, carrying a profound sadness. The clarifying cards are the Five of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Five of Pentacles. These cards clearly reveal a heavy emotional state. This person is feeling stuck, exhausted, and trapped between inner conflicts and the harshness of their current reality. They feel that they don't have enough capacity, enough resources, enough time, or enough freedom to act according to what their heart tells them. Even though they long to see you, even though you still occupy their thoughts deeply, they are living in circumstances where that desire seems impossible to fulfill at this moment. What they wish to say, but cannot bring themselves to express, is, "I'm struggling so much. I'm forcing myself to endure and push through this difficult time." Though they may not show much outwardly, within them rages a fierce battle, against lack, against wounds, and against deep loneliness. The Star card appears afterward, bringing with it a fragile, yet unwavering light. This person still holds hope, still looks toward a brighter future, but they are fully aware that now is the time to invest in that future, both materially and emotionally. They believe that if they want to build something lasting, then this is the moment to endure, to be patient no matter how lonely it gets. And so, what they truly want to say to you is, please just wait for me a little longer. Not a blind kind of waiting, but wait until they can clearly see the path ahead. They are trying so hard, fighting not to collapse. And in their heart, you are the one they don't want to lose, the guiding light amidst the darkness of the present. The Temperance card has appeared. This indicates that deep down, this person still holds a desire to keep trying a little longer, still wants to maintain this relationship, does not want to let go, give up, or accept defeat. There is a sense that they are striving to stay resilient, to persevere, to hold on to something in their current circumstances. This person also seems to be in a difficult situation, yet they are unable to share it, or perhaps they wish to express it, but cannot bring themselves to do so, possibly due to a touch of pride or a kind of ego, as if they don't want to appear weak or as though they are admitting defeat. I will draw more cards from the Lenormand deck to further clarify their current situation. In their environment, there seems to be much confusion and chaos, things that are unstable or difficult to control. It feels as though they want you to wait just a little longer because right now, the things they truly want to do, such as taking action toward you or making a decision about this relationship, are simply not possible. They also cannot express that outwardly, neither through specific actions nor with clear words. However, the Heart card has appeared. This shows that in their heart, you are still very much present.
They are still thinking about you.
In the previous reading, the Oracle card called Twin Flame also made an appearance. Therefore, it can be said that what both of you are facing right now is a challenge that must be overcome. The bond between you is standing before a difficult chapter, and this person truly wishes to be able to get through it. This person is carrying within themselves a problem that they must resolve on their own. And it's not the kind of problem that can be changed overnight simply by making a single firm decision, just as one cannot expect to plant a seed today and see it bloom tomorrow. They understand that things need time to ripen, that patience is required, and that they must endure a certain period for it to truly become reality. In this case, patience is absolutely essential. If they are currently facing a difficult situation, what they are aiming for is to break through that stagnation. And what drives them to overcome it is the image of a future with you, a future they are genuinely thinking about. This person is thinking, with the way I am right now, I cannot bring happiness to you. Perhaps that is why, deep down, they want to become someone strong enough to protect you, to shelter you. And yet, it is precisely because of this that they feel something is still missing, they still don't feel whole, still don't feel worthy. Deep within, they may be silently asking themselves, can you truly understand me? Can you empathize with what I'm going through? And although these thoughts and emotions weigh heavily on their heart, they don't want to admit that they are suffering, that they are vulnerable, that they are going through a time filled with pressure and strain. They don't want to say it out loud, as if keeping their pain hidden is the only way left to preserve the last shred of dignity they still have. However, as mentioned before, this person possesses a considerable amount of pride, and because of that, they don't want you to see their weak side. They don't want you to know that they are in such a state right now. But in reality, it may be precisely because they are caught in such difficult circumstances that they behave the way they do toward you. It is possible that their emotional deprivation, the internal tension and mental exhaustion they are experiencing, has driven them to act in ways that have unintentionally hurt you. They may not have meant to wound you, but their own struggles have overwhelmed them to the point where they could no longer manage their emotions or actions in a balanced way. Their silence, their avoidance, or even their seeming indifference might not be a reflection of their true feelings for you, but rather a reflection of how lost they are within themselves. And in that state of loss, they may be pushing you away not because they want to, but because they don't know how else to protect you from their own chaos. Right now, what matters most to this person is resolving their personal issues on their own. They don't want to bring those troubles into the relationship between the two of you. This does not mean they're not thinking about you. On the contrary, as mentioned earlier, they are very clear about why they must push through their current difficulties. It is because of the future between you and them. And yet, this person tends to separate personal matters from romantic ones. As if they are thinking, this is my own issue, and I shouldn't let it affect our relationship. Deep down, they still carry the desire to continue, the hope that you might be willing to give them a little more time, one more chance to keep trying. When I drew the oracle card, the message was clear. Now is not the time. They are not yet ready, not yet capable of reaching that place where both of you long to arrive. They are in a phase where they are just one step away, a point where they need a little more strength to take that next step. And the reason behind all their effort is you, because to them, you are someone truly special. That's why giving up is not something they can do easily. Letting go is not something they can do without a fight. I will now bring this reading for those of you who chose pile 3 to a close. If your heart feels soothed or awakened by anything in today's reading, please don't hesitate to leave a greeting, an emoji, or anything you wish to share. To me, every response from you is a living heartbeat, a sign that the invisible threads between us are genuinely connecting. Thank you for listening with your whole heart. I look forward to meeting you again on the next journey.